Welcome back to Big Movie Mouth Off, the podcast where three Salt Lake City-based film critics get into it about film. I'm Jeff Counts.
I'm Adam McDonald.
And I'm Brooks Bird.
Episode 5, gentlemen. It's good to be in the studio with you guys.
Oh,
yeah.
It's so much better than Zoom.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
Zoom's
nice we
fine.
can see each other.
No one else gets
on
faces,
Zoom,
but I like
but-
to have faces.
Yeah,
We play off each other.
Absolutely.
we do.
Let's talk about what we're going to do in this episode, playing off of each other. We're going to talk about two films. We're going to talk about Air, Ben Affleck's new movie. Then we're going to discuss the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yes.
It's important that I say the and movie, not just Super Mario Brothers.
That's
Yeah.
true. Otherwise,
There's
we
a
could talk
difference.
about everything.
Exactly. And we'll come back after that and we'll talk about our guilty pleasures. This week it's going to be Terrible Accents Edition. We'll discuss why later. And then we'll come back and do our coming attractions. That's our format on Big Movie Mouth Off. So we're going to do Air first. Before we do that, though, let's listen to a little bit of the trailer.
1984 has been a tough year. Our sales are down, our growth is down.
Sonny, I brought you in here to grow the basketball business.
People don't know what the hell a Nike is.
What's a Converse?
NBA All-Star shoe.
There's nothing cool about Nike.
You would have to have a pretty compelling pitch.
I can tell them the one thing the other companies can't compete with. Our basketball division is terrible.
I do not love it.
Okay, guys. Brooks, you're going to give us a little bit of a synopsis. What's this movie about?
So it's 1984. The Nike is on the brink of bankruptcy, it sounded like, through most of it. And they needed something to save the day. So, well, who better to swoop in than to try to get Michael Jordan on their team?
Did you mean swoosh in?
Is it swoosh?
No, you
I
meant
don't know.
Okay,
you
get
meant,
out.
You meant
Out.
swoop. Yeah.
Out.
Sorry.
I wouldn't know.
I owe everyone an apology for that. I'm
I
sorry.
have no Nikes. I have no Adidas.
Well, so we're talking about a period piece, right?
I wear
It's-
Brooks shoes.
You do. Okay, smart. So it's a period piece, mid-'80s. This is when Nike's basketball division was really struggling to keep up with its running division. And Sonny Vaccaro, I think is his name, played by Matt Damon, is, like you said, it's his job to try to get Michael Jordan to save the company that's being run by Ben Affleck. So directed by Ben Affleck, strong cast.
Oh, definitely,
Not
yeah.
just Matt Damon. Jason Bateman's one of the best things he's ever done. That's not true. But it's the best thing he's
It's
done in
one
a
of.
while. It's really, really good.
I like seeing Chris Tucker again.
Chris Tucker.
Yes.
is
Love Chris
so
Tucker.
good.
And to be good.
And
Yeah.
Viola Davis, I mean, honestly, she doesn't really do anything wrong ever. So
Well, they were said that she had to play his mother.
Yeah.
That was Michael Jordan's order.
we're kind of just pinging random ideas off each other right now because this movie's a little bit hard to pin down. It's like a corporate biopic.
It's not
right?
what I thought it was going to be.
It's because you think it's
definitely
going to
not.
be this stuffy drama.
Yeah,
and they kind
exactly.
of are advertising it like another Argo
Yeah. Well, they are doing that. And I think they did that because of Affleck.
to get
obviously,
and to get people in seats.
and to get people to see it. But this story is not only incredibly compelling from start to finish. Like, I was absolutely riveted. Surprisingly.
Oh, yeah.
It's about shoes
It's about
and marketing.
Totally. I was riveted from beginning to end. I thought that the script was really snappy and sharp.
It's hilarious.
A little
There's
bit.
the biggest surprise.
It was almost like a little mini Sorkin kind of script because I mean everyone's super
but also
smart.
better than
Everyone-
Sorkin's done recently, so.
Well, yeah, maybe a little bit more grounded than his stuff
Yeah.
is, but
Yeah.
I did like the quickness of it. I liked the intelligence of it. I have to say, I've seen enough Ben Affleck directing projects now that I like how much he stays out of the way. I like how much he lets the story tell
When he's
itself.
in the chair.
There's not a bunch of funny director tricks. He's really
True.
just sort of letting it happen, which I like a lot. I mean, do you guys agree?
In this one particularly, yeah.
Yeah.
He's just kind of letting the cast do the thing. I mean, I'd be very surprised if there wasn't some kind of amount of ad-libbing in this.
It feels like it, doesn't it?
At least a little more so.
Yeah,
I mean, all of his other movies feel so scripted and so tight.
There's a few lines right before scene cuts that feel like they were
Yeah.
added in. There's Damon has a few of them. There's one where he's at the bar with the guy playing George Raveling, and he says something right at the end
Just
that's
super off the
just
cuff.
perfect. It's just perfect. And I thought, if somebody wrote that, kudos. And if they didn't, double kudos because it really means that everyone was dialed in. What
Well, I
about-
mean, and you think you have some really good people in here, some funny people, and also just talented. I mean, Matt Damon, of course, he's got a long storied history. We already mentioned Chris Tucker.
Yep.
I mean, you've got people there who know how to act and say stuff on their feet. So the whole like, oh, this might have been ad libbed, probably was. And I really did like the fact you pointed out that Ben Affleck's kind of growing and maturing as a director.
Yeah.
Because Argo, as much as I loved it, it was fully controlled. Like you could
Oh,
feel
yeah.
his fingerprints all over it. And he's not the type of director where that's a good thing. Like you go watch a Spielberg movie, you know it's Spielberg the moment it comes on because you know what he looks like, you know what his
yeah.
brand is. We talked before about the M. Night Shyamalan, which isn't always a good thing about his fingerprint on his movies. But when you go in what to expect. Mm-hmm. And with Ben Affleck, I always thought, okay, I'm going to see this really tight control. And I really did agree that he kind of let the story just go, tell itself very organically. And it's a lot better off for it. Like I went in thinking it was a Michael Jordan biopic because I knew nothing about this. I had a friend at work who was dying to see it because it was about Michael Jordan. He loves Michael Jordan. I haven't even seen a trailer, so I did go in 100% blind.
Nice.
So when I found out it was about Nike trying to sign him, I was like, oh, this is nothing what I thought it was going to be.
No, not at all.
Yeah, it's very mismarketed.
Yeah, very. I mean, he's not even in the movie. Like you see his, like the back of his head.
likeness is.
His
from the
likeness
back.
is, and you hear his voice.
A voice.
But you don't.
A voice.
I mean, only a couple of times.
I mean, there's an actor cast as Michael Jordan,
it's
but
absolutely more about
he's
his
really
mom.
just a stand-in.
Oh yeah,
and
and that was amazing. Like that's why I can see why he wanted Viola Davis to play his mom
Totally.
because
Oh, yeah.
she,
It's about her.
the way that she
Dolores'
set up his
story.
deal changed the industry. And then later on, they even brought up the fact that when NCAA basketball stars sued because they're like, hey, we should get paid for our likenesses, it was his testimony and what she did with him back in the 80s that made them win that case.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she was, if anything, she was the driving force behind almost everything in there. Despite the fact Matt Damon was the lead character, we had everyone doing their stuff. She was the linchpin to everything, and I absolutely loved that.
You know what? You called Matt Damon the lead character, and of course that's correct. But when that guy's at his best, he doesn't act like the lead character.
No, he shares it.
He acts
Oh,
like
yeah.
the guy who gets everyone else going.
This
and
is-
he's the focus, and everyone is directing their really great acting at him. And I think as a lead, that's a special skill. And he doesn't get credit for that enough, I think.
I mean, he takes the lead, but he also manages to turn it into an ensemble.
Absolutely.
I mean, the only movie he was the 100% the lead was The Martian because he was the
He's the
only
only one
person
there.
in it.
But even that, the set and the
Yeah.
story, you know,
Yeah.
were just as big as he was. That guy doesn't seem to have any ego when the camera turns on. He just inhabits the character and gets the best out of everyone around him. And I love that about him. And I think Affleck probably helps him be there because the two of them are obviously so comfortable. This is their company that put this movie together. And I know that they obviously are still incredibly close friends.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
Obviously, so that
I would hope
so. The energy between them you feel throughout the entire project. And I think I would say the same thing about Affleck in that he's not asking to be recognized as the director of this film.
Yeah.
When you talk about an M. Night Shyamalan movie, you say his name first. When you talk about a Spielberg movie, you say his name first. I don't want to say this is an Affleck movie. I don't even know what that means
doesn't even
because he's
feel
got
like-
such a light touch.
Yeah.
And I like that.
It's very much the cast's movie.
So you saw it today
I literally-
as we record.
Hours ago.
I went and saw the movie, did my Pokemon Go day because there was a special event,
Yep.
and then literally drove over here drinking a horrible iced coffee, and then walked downstairs. So I saw it maybe an hour and a half
Well, we're
ago.
coming to this from very different perspectives because you saw it weeks ago, Brooks. I saw it days ago, and you saw it hours ago,
Mm-hmm.
Adam. So I think I want to hear a little bit more about the halo effect of this experience.
Well, I mean, Brooks, when you walked out of it, you said it was one of your favorite movies of the year.
It's so far the best movie of the year.
Yeah, well, Renfield maybe. But no, but again, I didn't know what it was about, so I really did go in completely blind, just thinking it was really about Michael Jordan. So imagine my surprise when I sit down. 30 minutes in, it's like, oh, it's still Matt Damon up there. Where's Michael Jordan?
I kind of went in the same way, and like my friends who went with me as my guests, they were like, "Oh, everyone knows this story, so they have to find a way to make it compelling." And I'm like, I don't know anything about this. I was 4 when this happened.
You bring up an incredibly good point, though.
I
and
was
it's-
4, and I don't follow sports.
Right.
I'm not a sports guy. I have no idea what happens.
But the story is known. Not everyone
yeah,
is like
yeah,
you.
yeah.
A lot of people know.
But I'm
and-
just mean that, like,
right. But to
for
do it,
some of us,
to do it this well, when everyone knows how it ends, that's not easy.
or could just look it up.
It's like the documentary problem. You know,
Yeah.
you're telling a story that everyone can Google, and it's not easy to pull off. And I think they really did.
Well, and we talk a lot about prequel-itis with like Star Wars movies or everything else.
Right.
And with this one, like you said, Counts, we know the destination. We know how it's going to turn out because we all know what Air Jordans are. Even Brooks does, not knowing
Well, yeah.
anything about basketball or anything else.
I mean, I even know what Adidas stands for.
Yeah.
So
Well, and I'm a football guy, so basketball as a kid. Grew
Sure.
up in Southern California. We watched the Lakers. Of
course.
Parents didn't care about Michael Jordan.
I knew who he was.
Oh yeah, I mean, everyone knows. I mean, he's almost probably more him than Mickey Mouse.
Exactly.
It's
I
the
grew
whole
up.
point of this film.
I mean,
Everyone knows
I
who he
didn't
is.
play sports or follow it, but my family did. So
Yeah.
you
But
can't get away from it.
You know how it's going to get there. You know how it's going to end up. But it gets away from the prequel-itis thing is because it makes the journey there so interesting and so rewarding that you don't care that he's going to sign the contract. Like towards the end of it, when everything's going to crap and you're like, oh my gosh, is this really going to happen? You forget in that moment that, well, of course it's going to happen because look what we have now. And that's rare that a movie that is set in the past about real events, it's rare that that can actually make you feel that emotion. So for
Exactly.
me, that was really cool because much like there's sometimes actors or actresses who will just completely disappear into their role and you forget who they are. Seth Rogen, we're not talking about you. We'll discuss that later. Like Lady Gaga in A Star Is Born. I didn't see Lady Gaga. I saw her character.
Yeah.
And that's what Ben Affleck and the writers and actors did with this movie is it made me forget that this is a true story and I know where it's going. I'm still surprised by how we got there.
It's interesting because you and I reacted to Brooks's initial report on the film differently. You sort of waited and walked in cold. I did a lot of research after I heard your reaction because I was
quickly jumped on Google.
Well, I did, and I did, and I obviously I knew the baseline story, but I watched the trailers and I read about the film, and I thought, okay, can you do this? Show me. And wow, did they.
that big moment at the end. It's the big monologue.
incredible.
Is amazing.
It really, really works. So I think it's pretty clear that we all like this film. Let's get to scores. I'll go first.
Okay.
I'm happy to. For me, and everyone who's been listening is going to know that this is true, this is my first 4-star movie of the year.
It is, yeah.
It's my first 4-star movie of the year. I think it is excellent. I love the fact that a movie came out in April that we're going to be talking about at the end of the year. I know we are. Again.
Yeah.
Exactly. It happens every year. There's always one or two, sometimes just one, but this is one that's going to be talked about during award season. So I'm at 4 stars. Where are you, Brooks?
I'm at 4 as well. I texted you guys that this was already on my short list for Best Pictures for voting at the end of the year.
I trust
There's
you.
no way it won't be there.
I trust you. So when you said it, I got very excited. But now that I've seen it, all I can say is I totally agree. Right with you. How about you, Adam?
So I really feel like I've been more lenient this year on my scores, but then as I've gone back and kind of thought about things, I'm like, no, these deserved them. So I'm at 4 stars too. Yeah. Like I said, went in blind, thought it was a completely different story than I got. But I couldn't believe the 2 hours was gone. Like all of a sudden at the end, the lights come up. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
oh, it's over.
It flies by.
It's a super tight 2 hours.
Yes, it does. It doesn't outstay its welcome. They could
really
have dragged it and done 2.5, and that would have been too long.
Right.
But excellent script. The performances are amazing. We're kind of starting to see what Ben Affleck can do as a little bit more hands-off director, and it's just a really cool story that I knew about but didn't know about.
That's one thing I want to say to all of you directors out here. I'm sure you're listening.
Spielberg, that means you.
There's so many people making prestige movies that are 3 hours plus that 2.5 hours has become the new norm. Don't let that happen. 2 hours is the right length. 2 hours is enough. You heard it here first.
Right. Well, in one movie we're not going to talk about is Renfield, and that was a tight 90 minutes. And we
93,
walked
yeah.
out, and it was like, oh, that was like the perfect length. If it had been 15 minutes longer, it would have outstayed its welcome.
Yeah.
But
Well, speaking of movies that are too short, when we come back, we're going to talk about the Super Mario Brothers movie. But before we do that, Air, you had 4, Brooks?
4 stars.
4 for me, Adam?
4.
4. It's one of the best movies of the year, folks. Definitely go see it. We'll be back in a moment to talk about the Super Mario Brothers movie. Stay tuned. And we're back on Big Movie Mouth Off. Next, we're going to discuss the Super Mario Brothers movie. Before we do that, let's listen to a little bit of the trailer.
There's a huge universe out there with a lot of galaxies. They're all counting on us. No pressure.
Video game movies. Lots to talk about here. Adam, give us a quick rundown of what this is about.
This is just generally an origin story of the characters. So you have Mario and Luigi. They're struggling plumbers in Brooklyn. They fall down this magical pipe to the Mushroom Kingdom, and they find out there's this big baddie named Bowser who has acquired this superstar that's basically going to give him immortal powers, and he's trying to take over the whole kingdom because, dun, 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 he's in love with the princess and wants to marry her, and he figures this will just make her fall in love with him. And then they go on their misadventures to meet the Donkey Kongs, get them to come help him out in a war, and wackiness ensues.
That
Supposedly.
supposedly that
Some.
that synopsis was longer than the actual film. All right, so let's set the context a little bit. We've talked on and off mic for years, the three of us, about video game movies. We're not the only ones. This is a big topic in the pop culture world.
I mean, I've done panels at Comic-Con about it, and I just pitched a new one.
Absolutely.
So-
Video game movies are something that has always been an incredible struggle for directors and actors since the first Mario Brothers movie back in 1993 with Bob Hoskins, John Leguizamo, Dennis Hopper. Hoskins called it the worst thing I ever did. And it is frankly awful. It's extremely weird. It's all over the place tonally. In my review for the radio station, I told you guys a moment ago off mic, when we're talking about the video game movie Curse, I called that movie Patient Zero because it really was the first one. And no wonder, as strange as that movie was, it took so long for somebody to try again.
Oh, this movie was very obviously brand control.
Incredibly so. Let's talk about the cast first, though, before we get to that, because it is very strong, right? So Chris Pratt does Mario, Charlie Day, Seth Rogen, Adam mentioned during the last
Anya
segment.
Taylor-Joy is Peach.
Anya Taylor-Joy, Jack Black, of course.
Fred Armisen.
It's got a great cast.
It's an incredible cast, and the voice acting is very good.
I mean, it's a Mario movie. Who wouldn't want to be in it?
Exactly. And Pratt already has pretty good animation chops. He's proven himself that he can do it. I do want to state for the record that there was a lot of online chatter about his accent. They set that to rest pretty early in the film in a way that I thought was fine. It was fine.
It didn't sound like it was
kind
Chris
of-
Pratt reading a script. It did feel like he was voicing Mario.
It did, but they dealt with the Italian accent weirdness that everyone freaked out in the trailer about. They dealt with it early on in kind of a funny way, and I'm fine with how they did it. But I want you guys to talk about now, does this movie work? You mentioned that it was brand controlled. I feel like they were scared to death to do something as weird as 1993, and they stripped any risk out of this script. Do you agree?
It's got Illumination all over it. I think the biggest problem is Illumination. It's Universal, so they had two houses. You've got Illumination, you've got DreamWorks. Which one would have made a better movie? I mean,
That's a good
DreamWorks
question.
may have made maybe a more bonkers version of the movie.
Which one would Nintendo have let make a better movie?
Illumination, because they were
Illumination.
too scared to.
Because if you think about it, Nintendo,
It could get off the rails.
the only movies they've made or been a part of are the Pokemon films, which honestly are more of a niche audience.
Yes.
Everyone knows who Pikachu is, but not everyone plays the games.
Right.
But Shigeru Miyamoto, who created Mario, created Link and Zelda and all those fun things, like he liked it. But yeah, I do think that they went with Illumination because
Safer.
it's safer. Kids love it. Think about it.
It's pretty.
It's pretty. And one thing we said was that this is a movie aimed at kids. And honestly, when the kids get addicted to it and want to watch it 30 times in a row, there's more offensive movies that
Yeah.
they could be stuck
Well,
with.
I think when you say safer, Brooks, you mean more careful with the brand.
Yeah.
That
they were gonna
and
take
just in
less
general,
risks.
too.
And I think they were testing the waters.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
this is, like you said, Patient Zero came out 30 years ago. This is the first time Nintendo's really forayed into the mainstream movie media.
Kind of dipping their toe.
So they're going to
More
be a
than
bit more
anything.
cautious. And I think, I'm not saying when Mario Brothers 2 comes out, because it will. This is like the highest grossing animated film in forever. Well, not billion yet, but
I mean, there's
it'll
an
be
end
there.
credit stinger, so.
Yeah. But I think you're going to see as they kind of branch out, and now that they've done this, maybe we'll get more Nintendo properties. Like maybe we'll get Zelda, which has been
spin-off
talked
movies.
about. We've all the other brands they own. I think you're going to start seeing more of them. But I think for this one, they really did have to hold back and just make it a basic kids movie.
So, Adam, you've called Brooks and I people who don't love fun in the past. And
Yes.
Do you agree with us that this movie is far too stripped down for its own good? That it doesn't explore enough, take enough chances?
I mean, yes and no. So if you look at the whole Mario Brother thing, it's a really basic game. I mean, it starts out where you jump on a Koopa, you eat a mushroom, you throw fireballs at a big lizard turtle monster, and you save the princess. That is
Side
the
scroll.
side scroll. Yeah, that is the basic premise of Mario. Now, are
They're
there
also the basic premise of this film.
exactly?
Yep.
So has he become more storied over the years? I mean, if you count some of the offshoots, like they did the Super Mario RPG by the same people who did Final Fantasy, if you look at some of the other RPGs, yes. But again, those are more niche products that the average consumer doesn't know about. Now, I do, because I love all those games, and I've played probably every Mario game, even the bad ones, and there are some out there. So I think as far as looking at the story of what people know from Mario, I think it's exactly what they would have wanted. But as someone who's been a fan of it since I was a kid, this is not what I wanted.
Okay, so you're a fan. I grew up a Sega kid, so this Mario, the Mario games are not part of my sort of personal pantheon. But it felt, even to somebody who didn't know what they were, it felt Easter eggy. It felt very
It was very
fan
Easter eggy.
servicey.
Yes.
Like,
Too much.
did you enjoy that as a fan of the
So
the
yes
brand?
and no, because I remember when you saw it first, Brooks, and then you're like, oh, there weren't that many references. So I made it a point to start counting them, and there are so many. Like just the opening scene, you've got the guy at the arcade machine who's the voice of Mario in the
Right.
games.
The obvious references.
He's playing Jumpman, which was Mario's original name.
Right.
So there's lots of things like that. But I had to stop looking for them about 15 minutes in because it was like watching Birdman and trying to find where they did the cuts. It got to a point where, yes, it was distracting. So there were some cool moments, like later on when you first see the castle for the first time, it plays the exact same music for like 3 seconds that they play in Mario 64 when you walk outside. Those things were more like clever, I think, but throwing everything at the wall to see what stuck, it was kind of saying like, hey, look, we're really big fans. Now that being said, I did enjoy some of that stuff. And I thought some of it was clever. But yeah, there were moments where it was just kind of like,
I think this movie was always going to make its budget number, even if
yeah.
even if just fans came to see it, even if just people who were getting exactly what they wanted came to see it. But I feel like any movie, any big screen experience has a responsibility also to people like me, people who
Yeah.
love film, people who love video games. Bring me in, help me with this. I just don't have enough fluency with the Mario language and world to really understand what I'm looking at beyond the story and the script and the acting.
Leaves non-players in the cold a
It
little
does, and I've played a lot of video games, and I know that the video game movie discussion is something we could do several entire shows on, and people are going to compare this to The Last of Us, and it's not fair because The Last of Us was already a movie that people walked through. It wasn't a game, really, not in the same way that Mario was. It's a different thing to bring that property to the screen. Also, they chose to do it as an episodic, which gives you a lot more freedom and a lot more
right.
room
And,
to breathe.
and the one thing I've brought up a lot on past discussions about this and why video game movies never seem to work and why The Last of Us might have worked better was because even just playing the Mario Brothers game, you are inhabiting this character and the journey you take is your own. You've created this journey, even if it's just the same 3 levels of, bopping turtles on the head. And a movie really, it's almost impossible to recreate that. Now, with The Last of Us, they did it in the right way. They did like a whole, was it 9 episodes?
Yeah,
whatever,
8, 9,
8 or 9.
Yeah.
And they really took the time to dive in and helped you relive this story.
Yeah.
Because it really focused on the plot points, not so much the action points. So those are the things you already saw and understood and accepted as part of the story. It wasn't what you were out there accomplishing.
I said I don't accept a comparison of those two things, but I'm about to make one.
Okay.
Because I didn't play The Last of Us either.
I haven't.
I didn't play it. But what an unbelievably great
Oh, yeah.
experience. I mean, obviously the two things are very different in terms of their seriousness, but there was a big effort, I think, to bring everyone into that story.
Yeah,
It
and a
didn't
lot of
matter if you were a gamer who had specific experience with that game. I think with Mario, you kind of have to be to enjoy this movie. It's too stripped down. It's basically a video game itself. There's just no stakes. There's no risks. And when the credits roll, it's like an hour and 20 minutes. It's over
short.
so quick.
Yeah.
They don't do any development. I mean, I think I'm making myself fairly clear in terms of what the experience was like for me. I just remember when the credits rolled, thinking, God, is that it? Is that all they're going to do with this? What a waste of all this talent.
Well, it's interesting because just the last movie we reviewed, Air, we talked about the fact we knew where the destination was.
Yeah.
And it was the journey that got us there that was interesting. We knew at the end that Mario was going to get the superstar, that he was, and this isn't
yeah.
spoiling stuff, you just know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And the journey there was okay. I mean, Brooks, you said it best. It's like, oh, this is fine.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, my biggest problem is that, I have a 5-year-old at home. She loves Mario Kart. We have the Wii. That's the version we play. But she's also played my Game Boy, my Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
We have my Super Nintendo. She's played Super Mario World with me. She loves it. She really wants to see this movie. I don't care if I ever see the movie again.
Well, once she does,
and
you're
there's
going
one
to
of the
a lot.
problems.
You're gonna have to.
I would rather just stay home and play the game.
Right.
There's not enough. I don't even know how there can be nostalgia for something that's sitting in your living room.
Yeah. Well, it's apparently working because it's making a ton of money. It's doing.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
It's,
yeah.
it's doing very well.
People have
are
kids.
enjoying it. Yeah, and I've actually seen incredibly positive reviews from
There are
from
some.
people I trust. So
I mean, they're wrong, but,
I mean, I think it works for
They've
some
got
people.
their blinders
It just
on.
doesn't
It's
really
okay.
doesn't really work for me. I think before we go to scores, I do want to comment on the voice acting, which I think is good.
It was fine.
I think it's good when they
except for Seth Rogen.
Oh, but
Expand
I
on
like
that.
Seth Rogen,
What do you
so
mean?
it doesn't bug me.
So here's the thing: is Seth Rogen, he's known for his laugh.
And he does Donkey Kong.
And he is Donkey
Kong.
Kong.
Yeah.
He's known for his laugh. The same way that Ryan Reynolds was after Van Wilder was Van Wilder, like he was Van Wilder in Blade Trinity. He had to kind of escape that. And we've seen Seth Rogen do projects where he does escape that, but he slips right back into Seth Rogen of 15 years ago. And that every time he would laugh, his Donkey Kong ripped me out of the movie so fast. And
So you know, though, he told them when they were looking to cast him, he warned them and he said, I do not do voices. If you are casting me, I am going to be Seth Rogen. So you can blame it on the filmmakers.
Well, exactly.
Because he is Seth Rogen.
Exactly.
And the director let it happen.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Other than that, I think valid note. I do think the voice acting is good. I mean, Charlie Day is hardly in the film. I mean, he's hardly in it.
I didn't even know it was him at first. Like,
He doesn't have nearly enough to do. I'm super bummed about that.
Luigi gets Luigi.
Hardly. Yes.
I want
definitely.
him to go around and go to the mansion and suck up ghosts with his vacuum. I was really expecting that to happen.
Totally. It
There
did.
probably will
it
be a
looked like
movie.
it for a second, but Jack Black is good. Really good. I
Oh,
thought
he's a good Bowser, but I
There's-
thought he was also kind of sidelined too.
Yeah. absolutely.
Underused weirdly.
And Peaches can be nominated for an Academy Award.
What?
Yeah, it's the original song.
Oh yeah.
I want to see him on stage dressed as Bowser because he will do that because he's done on talk
there's
shows.
a video where he's kind of dressed Bowser-ish. They
Adam
made
is-
a music video.
Adam
for
is
it.
referring to a song that Jack Black sings about Peach, and it's straight out of a Tenacious D
Yes.
video, and it's very, very funny. It's
I
one-
didn't
it's-
like it at first, but we watched the video. I watched it at home with Sid on my phone, and then
Yeah.
now we keep watching it.
Well, when
and
it
it's
first
so
came,
funny.
when I realized what was about to happen, when it came up in the film, I thought, "Oh, don't do this," and then I was so
But-
glad they did.
Yeah.
I was so glad they did. All right, let's talk about scores. I don't need to go first here. I'm going to let Adam. You go first. What do you score Mario?
So I came out of it and I was really thinking what Brooks said. I was like, it's fine. So I was going to go with 2 stars. And then I was like, well, you know what? Maybe a little bit more because I did like some of like the things they threw in there, the Easter eggs. And then Seth Rogen came in. So again, I'm at a 2. It's fine. It is what it is. I have no desire to watch it again. But I do say that kids are going to love it. And parents, there's only the one song you have to worry about. So watching it over and over again in the background isn't going to annoy you. And they didn't damsel Peach, which I liked a lot.
yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
They made her awesome.
Agreed.
So.
2 stars for Adam. What about you, Brooks?
I guess I'll have to go with 2 as well. It's like there are some funny bits in it. And when it's funny, it's really funny. And when it's clever, it's really clever. But there are such long stretches where you're just waiting for something to happen.
Yeah.
Aside from what you know exactly is going to happen.
Yeah.
And it is beautiful to look at. It's stunningly animated.
Agreed.
Oh, yeah.
Agreed.
It's almost lifelike in a Mario way. But
2 stars for you?
2 stars.
Well, I just said agreed twice, and I'm going to agree twice with both of you because I think it's a 2-star movie as well. I think it's fine. It's fine.
Fine.
But it's too stripped down. It's too short. It's way too anodyne. It seemed like they were afraid to make another mistake.
Yeah.
And you could feel that fear the entire hour and 18 minutes. So to me, it's definitely a 2-star movie. 2 stars all around for the Super Mario Brothers movie. If you like this brand, this franchise, you're going to go see it. So I talked about the terrible accent that Chris Pratt used in the first trailer. That's why our Guilty Pleasures this week is about terrible accents.
Yes.
So we're going to take a little break, and when we come back, we're going to give those to you. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Big Movie Mouth Off. I'm Jeff Counts.
I'm Adam McDonald.
And I'm Brooks Bird.
We're talking about our guilty pleasures now, the terrible accent edition. Just like in prior shows, guys, since I've put you through this without your blessing, I'm going to go first. I'll set the stage. here.
you must do it in a bad accent.
No, I'm not going to do
Come
that.
on.
I don't want to support the thing I'm trying to make fun of here.
It's your show, man.
Yeah, so for me, I'm going to go back to one that I think is probably occurred to everyone listening, and it's Kevin Costner in Robin Hood.
I
Yes.
was
One
able to
of-
guess it.
One of the worst accents in movie history. Just absolutely terrible. He tries to sound British. There's points in the movie where he stops trying. There's
was
points in the
gonna say.
movie where he sounds vaguely Australian. There's points in the movie where he sounds like something I can't identify. It's really terrible. And I remember seeing that movie way back in the day and really liking it, actually. And it wasn't until later that I would go back to it and go, oh, man, that is
Yeah.
not his best moment, to say the least. So my guilty pleasure, terrible accents edition, is Kevin Costner in Robin Hood. Brooks, what's yours?
So I know we just saw Renfield, and that's what gave me my idea because I completely spaced it. So I was online looking for movies with bad accents and came across one of my favorite guilty pleasures,
You stole mine, didn't you?
Con Air,
No, you didn't. Never mind. Okay.
with John Travolta and his ridiculous Southern accent. It's amazing.
John Travolta.
Or not John Travolta. Reshoot.
No. We got to leave that
Nicolas
in there.
Cage.
Oh, we're definitely
Oh,
leaving
here
that
we
in.
go.
We're
Face
definitely
off.
leaving that in.
Yep.
Okay, so Nick Cage's Southern accent in Con
Oh,
Air.
it's so bad.
Totally agreed.
But it's so fun because
It
it's
is
Nick
fun.
Cagey too.
This is one of the problems with Guilty Pleasures is sometimes we are going to mention movies that are actually fun
Yeah.
and that are enjoyable for their own reasons.
Just because they're guilty pleasures doesn't mean you can't actually enjoy them.
Exactly. And I think the narrow focus of the accent makes this a really good choice. He's supposed to sound like a Southern guy. It's awful. It's absolutely
I
awful.
mean, when you hear him tell him to put the bunny back in the box, I'm not even going to try to do it.
What's really interesting is there was a side cut of that movie that had both John Travolta and Anna Kendrick in it. So
That's a deep cut.
that's a deep cut. Yeah.
Well,
It's,
I mean, Anna
director's-
Kendrick's great in everything.
That's the director's cut.
Exactly. All right. So I got Robin Hood. Brooks has Con Air. What do you got, Adam?
Okay, I thought you were going to steal this from me, Brooks, because we talked about it, and then you brought up Renfield. So mine is Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Oh, wow.
And the reason why is so Keanu Reeves and Winona Ryder cannot do British accents. Like, I don't know. Just like you were saying with yours, I don't know what kind of accent they were doing because it bounced around to 50 different countries.
Yep.
That said, though, it's a blast. I mean, it's a fun movie. It's really, really well done as far as the aesthetics. Gary Oldman just chews through every bit of scenery.
I mean, when does he not? But he's particularly
Yeah, he's
powerful
like
in that movie.
Again, just like with Renfield, which just came out, it was like Nicolas Cage's id just unleashed on the screen for 90 minutes. This was Gary Oldman in every scene. It didn't really abide by the rules of Dracula or even the actual story of Dracula that much, but it's extremely just hypnotic to watch, and it's just fun.
Yep.
Do you want me to blow your mind?
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Have you not?
No.
Okay, you need to watch it. You need to watch Bram Stoker's Dracula, if nothing else, for Gary Oldman because
Oh,
he's
yeah.
so good in it. And the
Well, I like Keanu
the
Reeves.
costume
Costumes and
design,
everything.
is
Winona Ryder.
just ridiculous.
The
in that movie.
cinematography's great, like the atmosphere it sets, like it's a good guilty pleasure because it's
yeah.
one that you can watch every year.
sure.
And
It's
not feel-
Dracula.
and you don't feel bad about watching it.
It's not Dracula Reborn, so.
No.
Or Dracula 2000, which is also
Or was
a
it
guilty pleasure.
Untold? No,
look,
it's Untold.
We keep circling around Nick Cage for some reason here, so I'm just going to put in a plug for what I think is his best movie of his entire career.
Vampire's Kiss.
Nope, it's Pig, and I think people need to see
Pig was
Pig
so
if you
really
haven't seen it.
overlooked.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
It was
They
one.
got
It was one of the best movies of that year.
Swept under the rug.
Absolutely, and it's the best thing he's ever done. So, side note, put it on your list. Make sure to find a way to see Pig. But getting back to our guilty pleasures, terrible accent edition. Mine was Kevin Costner in Robin Hood. Brooks,
Nicolas Cage
not John Travolta,
in Con Air.
and Adam.
Keanu Reeves and Winona Ryder in Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Excellent, excellent. All right, guys, thank you for indulging me once again on that.
Always.
When we come back, we're going to go through our coming attractions. These are things we're really excited for. We'll be what?
We do them in the bad accent, yeah.
Oh, no, we don't. We might cut that. We'll be right back. And we're back on Big Movie Mouth Off. Now it's time for coming attractions. These are things we are excited about. Adam, start us off.
So last week we did Jedi Survivor. So we did video games. And staying with that same vein, Final Fantasy 16
Oh, yeah.
comes out, I want to say it's June. And it looks really cool. They're turning it more into like an action RPG like they did with Final Fantasy 7 Remake. This is going to be the first one that's M-rated. So we are going to get some F-bombs, which is always something we've not seen in a Final Fantasy. And what's really cool with this is people who know the game, you have those big giant summons that come in and blow things up like Ifrit and Rama and everyone. Well, this one, you actually get a fight with them like they're kaijus. So you actually get in these big, gigantic battles like Godzilla versus Mothra or something like that.
Wow.
With like Phoenix versus Ifrit or something like that.
Wow,
So
that's awesome.
it looks like it's a really looks fun. Those are kind of, you can blow up buildings, you're falling into things. So it really kind of itches that Pacific Rim scratch.
This is a new Final Fantasy
Yes.
game, or it's not one of the remakes. It's a new one.
No, this is
It's
a brand
it's
new,
a new chapter.
entry. And the last one came out like 6-7 years ago. So it's the
Okay.
first new one in the entry.
Because I know they're doing so many remakes. They're just like there's
Just
like, there's-
remastering everything.
The numbers make no sense
Yeah.
to me. 'cause
Well,
they're-
we'll discuss Final Fantasy VII Remake off the podcast because I can spend a half hour
okay,
going into
fair
that.
enough. But this one is Final Fantasy
16.
16, and it's coming out in June as we
Yes.
record. All right, Brooks, what's your coming attraction?
Mine is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
I know.
It's got a lot to live up to.
I think we're all incredibly excited about that. That first movie. I mean,
Best film of the year.
well,
when it came out,
it won
it's-
UFCA's Best Film of the Year.
I still have that.
It's still one of the best films ever made.
Oh yeah, I still have the tweet that Sony Pictures sent to us thanking us for that saved on my phone.
Absolutely.
So
I have it on mine somewhere.
That's
buried in memes.
a really, really good one. Is most of the same acting core is
The
coming
acting,
back,
yeah,
right?
yeah. The acting's the same. It does have new writers and directors.
and you,
but
who's Spider-Man 2099?
2099.
He's new. I
Yeah.
don't remember who he was.
well, he
though.
was at the end. It's Oscar
Yeah,
Isaac.
Right, exactly.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right. So Moon Knight's going to be in that movie.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so you're looking forward to Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
That's
Yes.
right.
I think we all agree. I'm looking forward to something that's happening in my birthday month, August, the Ahsoka.
And you're turning 26, right?
I
I'm turning
love
26
August. It's
now.
mine too.
It's the Ahsoka show.
Oh yeah.
On Disney Plus. I am super thrilled about that.
Does look good.
I loved Rosario Dawson's cameo as
Plus,
the
it's
character.
Rosario Dawson.
Yeah, it's right.
She can do no
Exactly.
wrong.
She can do no
Even
wrong.
I have a crush on her.
We all loved her as the night nurse, and it's
Yes.
going to be great to see her as Ahsoka, one of my favorite Star Wars characters, because I was a huge, huge fan of Clone Wars. Huge fan of Clone Wars and Rebels, which she's also in. No,
Never
she's not,
seen
yeah,
those.
she is in Rebels.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not her. It's she's in it as not the same voice.
Oh,
actor.
definitely not her. But this show apparently, I mean, if the trailer is any judge, is a real love note to fans of Rebels.
Well, and they're bringing Thrawn actually in as
Bringing
a
Thrawn
big
back.
bad.
They're bringing Ezra back. They're bringing Hera back. I mean, it's all the people from that ship. Even what's the robot's name? Adam, I'm drawing a blank.
Chopper.
Exactly. I'm super
Well, and
excited
everyone's
about
all
this.
like, oh, they're bringing the whole Rebels crew back. Where's Zeb? I'm like, Zeb was in Mandalorian.
He was.
You already saw that one.
He was just in an episode of Mandalorian.
Yeah.
I don't think that spoils anything.
Well,
if you
by the
missed
time
that
this comes
one.
out, it was like a month ago.
Exactly.
So.
All right. So around the table, real quick, coming attractions
Final Fantasy 16.
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
and the Ahsoka show. Well, we love being together. We love to talk about film. We like to argue about it, although we did not do
We
too
didn't
much of
know.
that. on
We all
this show.
agreed.
Not as much.
That's
Well,
the first time we ever had all the same scores.
It is definitely
Yeah.
the first same score
Yeah.
episode we've had. So
Different feelings on different levels, but the same scores.
let's not do too much of that because people will stop listening.
Well, you're still wrong about John Wick 4, so there we go.
Okay, fair enough. So I figured we're going to circle back to that a
Told
couple
him
of times.
it's not that we don't like it. We
Yeah.
just didn't love it.
Until next time when we can come back and hear more things that Adam is wrong about, I'm Jeff Counts.
I'm Adam McDonald.
And I'm Brooks Bird.
Thanks for listening. Big Movie Mouth Off is produced and edited by me, Jeff Counts, and co-hosted by Brooks Bird and Adam McDonald. This episode and every episode of the show is dedicated to the memory of our founders, Jeff Michael Weiss, and my dear friend and partner in crime for over 5 years, the incomparable Jimmy Martin.